is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got another video for you guys. We're going to go over the Chaos Deployment in 10th Edition First Turn Movement. So this is going to go over kind of list ideas, tactics, and some type of secondaries they're going to be looking for to try and make sure that you're planning out your turn one effectively. I used to tell all my Patreons this, where if you have a really good turn one or you set up for a really good turn one, it's going to change your play style. With how many random secondaries that you can get on turn one, you're going to have to make sure that you're planning out 2-3 moves ahead of time. So having your deployment planned out for turn one is really going to change your game, and it's going to get you more points. Instead of losing by 5, you're going to then be winning by 5, just because you're able to get points on your secondaries as soon as possible. So again, this video we're just going to go over examples of where you're going to be moving, where you're going to be setting up, and how you're going to be kind of playing out your first turn for Chaos Space Marines. Now, just to give you a little backstory, we are ranked #1 for Chaos Space Marine player in the world on ITC battle reports. We're right below a World Eaters play. I don't know why they're in the Chaos Space Marine index, but we do have a lot of videos or a lot of stuff on the channel, and we are going to a lot of tournaments. We're bringing these guys basically to LVO. So if you guys come up to LVO, definitely come up and say hi. If you're a dirtbag, we got limited edition dirtbag dice for you. So appreciate all you dirtbags. And all our Patreons, you guys are fucking awesome. Wouldn't be doing this without you guys. If you guys want to support the channel, head over to the Patreon. All these videos go up first on patreon.com before they get uploaded to YouTube. So let's get in the video. We have an overhead view for you guys. We already have the army set up. This is just to give you an example of what your army might look like. It's going to be a little bit different. What's great about Chaos is you can literally run almost anything in the codex and still have a really good list or really good fun playing the army. So with this, just to give you an example, it's kind of tweaked towards my list for LVO. This Disco Lord is going to be represented as another Forge Fiend. Usually 2 Forge Fiends should be a minimum in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. We have a unit of Cultists back here. We have an Accursed Cultist unit in the white in the center. We have a 10-man Legionnaire squad. We have Abaddon smack dab in the center. And then we have a unit of Flamers up front here. Flamers, a lot of people are still running Flamers. They have a 4 Binvuln save, 3 wounds, and they're speed 9, and they can do actions when they fall back, which is what makes them so good for the secondary game in 10th edition. Then all the way in that corner, you guys can't see it, but all the way in this corner up here, we have a unit of Nurglings, and then all the way in this corner, we have another unit of Nurglings right there. So we have 2 units of Nurglings in the corners, and the reason because they have the advanced deploy. Let me get back here. So they have the advanced deploy, and they can do actions. So for this setup where you're 9 inches away from the center, this is just to give you an example, you can basically deploy them outside 9 inches of their deployment zone, and you want to be in the corners so that way you can get either engage in all fronts, investigate signals, cleanse, any one of those things. So when you're measuring it out, I mean, Nurglings, we could do a whole freaking video. I might do that. A whole video specifically made for Nurglings because they are so good for Chaos Space Marine or really Death Guard or any Chaos Army that has a 35-point unit that could do all this shit. So, and then bikes all the way in the back here behind this wall, just because, again, if you get investigate signals, you want to be within 9, and they can go off the table edge within 6 inches and come back on in strategic reserves any turn after that. So another good thing is the cultists, they have sticky, so you want to make sure they're at least starting on 1 objective sticky, and then after that you kind of want to spread them out to block out your backfield for the rest of the game. That's making up their points for 50. We have a Rhino right here in case you're running a Rhino and you most likely are going to have a Nurgle. So we brought out our old school Nurgle Rhino for you guys. And let's say a unit of Chosen or something that you can put in a Rhino that you most likely chosen is going to be in that Rhino, so that way they can get up the board and be safe pretty quickly. So again, you can have Nurgle. So if you want this guy to be aggressive, you can put this guy all the way up there because again, they can't shoot him outside 12. Or if you just don't want to waste the CP, you kind of put him back here because the Rhino is already speed 12, so you're most likely going to be advancing it anyway. So let's get into turn 1. I picked out all the secondaries that you're going to be looking for to, really get, because there's a lot of them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of the secondaries out of 16 are going to be kind of actual ones that you want to be setting up or preparing for turn 1. First one's going to be Aerial Denial. So Aerial Denial is a pretty simple one that you're setting up for. So if you have your Flamers, they're basically going to hop out, and if they're wholly within 6 inches of the center, you're going to get Aerial Denial. So that one's pretty simple. That could be Nurglings if you want to put Nurglings in the center. But let's say the Flamers, do they move 9? So you're going to basically move them out 9 and be wholly within 6 inches. Some of them can actually be behind this wall right here and still be wholly within 6 inches of the center. And then one obviously is just going to be on the point right there. And now the whole unit is wholly within 6 inches of the center. So that's going to be your arrow denial. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. If you go in second, you kind of basically charge out Abaddon and just kill whatever the fuck is in the middle anyway. So a Cursed Cultist could do the same thing. So I'm basically setting up that if I don't have turn 1, whatever he puts in the center, I'm able to advance and charge or get out there and charge and take whatever is off the center. So hopefully I get secondaries that are going to be killing something or controlling the center for that. Now they're good for cleanse as well. So if you hop out and do cleanse, let's find cleanse. So cleanse and area denial, if I get both those turn 1, you're golden. So the flamers can do both on turn 1. So they get area denial and cleanse for that. Same thing with the Nurglings. Now the Nurglings are in the sides because of that specifically for the cleanse. You want to make sure they're starting at least 5 inches away from the objective over here. So they can walk up 5 inches and touch the objective and start it. But I start them there so that way if in case you get area denial, they can move back 5 inches towards the corner and be wholly within 9. So you want to make sure they're at least wholly within 14 inches of the back corner to try and get 9 points for investigate. Now if you get investigate signals turn 1, that's perfect for you because you get 6 points. 3 corners, so that way these Nurglings can do the same thing. They can either walk up and do cleanse or walk back and do investigate signals. You won't be able to do both because they're both too far, but at least you'll be able to get one or max out both. So if I get cleanse, I'll be able to do cleanse there. I can do investigate signals back there, investigate signals back there, and investigate signals back there. And I might have to either give up cleanse or give up one of the investigate signals. They're both worth an equal amount of points. So it's completely up to you which one you're going to do, which one you're going to give up. But you want to try and do both. So cleanse, very easy with cultists, and being in the center of the objectives. Area denial, whenever deploy teleport homers, that's one really good again for first, where if you want to do it on turn 1, you can do it with the flamers or anybody that goes in the center. Or if you're basically going later in the game, you want to be in their deployment zone to try and do that. And that's why Nurglings are really good because they could basically hop out and do it over there. Now, if you want to do deploy teleport homers, it says wholly within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield, or within the opponent's deployment zone. Yeah, so at the end of the turn is within your opponent's deployment zone. So it just says within. So as long as your guys just basically walk up and tow within their deployment zone, you're able to do teleport homers. It doesn't say wholly within, it just says within. So just basically tow it, boom, you got teleport homers. You can't really do that turn 1 on this map setup, unless you have Seekers, which is the Seeker tech. Go head over to Discord for that. But if you have something like that, you're going to be able to do teleport homers turn 1 with the army. Secure no man's land, pretty simple. Now that's going to be harder with the Nurglings because they don't have obsec, so you're not actually able to hold objectives for that. So you're going to want to try and do either the flamers running up to the top there because they're speed 9, so they can advance and control that one up there, and then your Rhino can advance and try and go. He's about 12, 13 inches away, so if you roll a 2, then you'll be able to kind of get on the center objective and be pretty safe with your Nurgle Rhino, and that'll be able to control 2 objectives. So your Flamers starting up front, they're pretty quick, so they hop out, and then your Rhino's pretty quick, so you can basically go out and control the center objective. The Nurglings, again, can't control objectives because they're obstacle 0, but they're mainly doing the other secondaries that you're trying to avoid turn 1. So, Secure No Man's Land, pretty simple. And then engage in all fronts. This one is also very good, especially with Nurglings, because you're already in 3 table quarters. So you pick this, you're like, boom, I already got 3 points. So pretty freaking awesome. I usually start 2 Nurglings on the table, and I keep 1 deep strike for later secondaries that you want to kind of come down and in their zone, come down, do an action, whatever it may be. But 2 Nurglings always on the table, usually in the corners, or 1 in the center, 1 in the corner. That's going to be your goal for engage in all fronts. Extend battle lines. At the end of your turn, you control 1 or more objectives in your own deployment zone, and also 1 in no man's land. This one's super easy. Flamers or anything you want in the center. You could also use a Cursed Cultist, which we'll go in a little bit. A Cursed Cultist kind of doing their job, walking up, hitting an objective, controlling it, and then basically if they kill one in your command phase, you bring one back on the objective. It helps out so much. So extend battle lines, probably one of the easiest ones, secondaries to do in the game, because all you have to do is control 1 in no man's land, and obviously you're controlling your backfield objective right there. So behind enemy lines, this one's going to be a little bit harder because we don't have the setup right now to get behind enemy lines. The only way we do that is if we have Nurglings starting 9 inches away from their deployment zone, where they basically move up 5 and then they charge something on the line. Hopefully they don't die, but then you'll potentially be able to get behind enemy lines turn 1 with a Nurgling unit. Now Seekers, for us, we're able to pregame move 9, move 14, and then charge, so that'll get us an easy behind enemy line target for at least one of them. So I can at least get 3 points behind me lines, or 5 if you get 2 units. Now turn 1, it's going to be a little bit hard to get 2 units, but behind me lines we could definitely do with Chaos, depending on what demons you're going to bring in the list. Investigate signals, I keep saying the same thing, but the flamers being able to do investigate signals, I guess they're going center. So Nurglings investigate signals, wholly within 9, like we went over. So they basically move back 5. Now they're wholly within 9. These Nurglings moving back 5, wholly within 9. And then you have your bikes already starting back here. So they're already wholly within 9 inches. So they do investigate. Turn 1, you're already at 6 points for an investigate signal. So if you don't run 3 units of 3 Nurglings, have at least 2. So you can do stuff like this on turn 1. Now, if you're going against another army that has deployment guys, like they pregame move, or they scout move just like you do, make sure that you're starting at least 9 inches away from them on the other side of the wall or other side of the terrain, so that hopefully they survive at least the first turn and try not to get shot at. So make sure your Nurglings survive at least turn 1. Investigate signals. Once you start setting up for investigate signals turn 1, you will notice a huge difference in your game. Trust me. Tempting target. This one, again, is a little bit harder, but you say, all right, which target do you want to pick? They then get to choose. Let's say they do that one because you have no obstacle over here and you guys are pretty far away. So what you could do is this guy basically advances, or I guess he has to move up. So if he moves up 12, they get out. Now they can't shoot or can't do anything. So this guy would be out of the running. These guys would be out of the running. The flamers are way too far. Those guys are way too far. So really you can't do tempting target if they pick this really far objective away and you don't have anything near it. Now, why I like fucking Seekers so much is you pregame move them up in the center and they're like, all right, tempting target, great. Now I fucking run to that target, now I get 5 points. So Seekers are just really good for the point value. Gives you a lot of options. I didn't put Seekers on the table today because to show you that you're not gonna have Seekers in your list every single time. To me, I love Seekers, but Seekers get you a lot of secondaries, the ones you really can't get turn 1 because they're super fast. So if he does choose tempting target and on my Seekers, I'm going to pregame move 9 inches up to here, and then I'm going to basically move or advance 14 inches around this wall on the subjective, and boom, now you have tempting target. If they die, they made up their points. That's kind of what they're doing. So tempting target, if they pick the center, simple. If they pick that one, same thing, your flamers run up that way. And this one's probably going to be the hardest one to get for tempting target. So those are the main ones that you're going to be looking out for, guys, for the secondaries on turn 1. If you can plan for these ones on turn 1, you're going to have a huge difference in your game getting points early in this edition. The other ones are all basically killing secondaries. They're very random. So if you get any of the killing ones, it's completely up to how your opponent set up, where you're going to kind of move, and what's your game plan for the rest of the game. So if you get any of these, it's all luck. If you get any of these, it's kind of like how you deploy and how you set up, which is the whole point of this video. So the video, again, to go over the turn 1, kind of going first and second. Second is pretty easy because if they peek out at all, you're going to move your Forge Fiends up, kill them. You're going to move your Kris Cultists up, charge them. Abaddons move up, kill tank. The guys in the unit are basically going to either advance and charge or move up and then set up. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Chaos can do, have a lot of answers to. That's why I like playing them, because they actually kill stuff and can do secondaries at the same time. So that's going to be where you're going to be deploying for your Chaos, depending on what list you have. A lot of the lists are going to have a lot of these units in it, so seeing the way I set up is mainly going to be how you're going to be setting up. Don't give anybody turn 1 shooting. If they have a really quick and they can shoot far, kind of clump your guys back up even further back, so that way they can't be peeked in outside of the corners. Again, your Nurgle, you can be really aggressive with this guy, and if this guy goes out there, you could do actually turn 1 where this thing moves up 12 on the other side of the wall, and then they hop out on the other side of the wall to get tempting target. That could be an option as well. You just have to make sure to spend the CP on your Nurgle Rhino in case they want to shoot at that turn 1. So pretty simple, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully this made sense to you. If you like these types of videos, definitely let me know. There's going to be a lot more tactical videos coming up the channel. All these go to Patreon first, because my Patreons are really supporting us growing the channel, investing in more equipment like cameras, microphones, lighting, all that stuff. So if you guys want to head over to Patreon, definitely go support us over there. And we're going to LVO with Chaos. So if you guys are going to LVO or interested in LVO, definitely go check it out. It's a really good time over out in Vegas. Come up to me, say you're a dirtbag. I'll give you a limited edition dirtbag dice. I got a ton of them. We just ordered a ton more. So appreciate it, guys. Good luck with everything, and we will see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? 40k Dirtbags. So we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to be selling up on the channel. We're constantly getting updated dice for the Dirtbag logo on it. Those are going to be sold for $1 each. If you guys are interested, hit me up on Discord. And also, all of the stickers are sold on Discord as well. Usually, you can buy the stickers and dice at the same time. We ship globally, so that's really good. That's the benefit of buying it through us, as well as they're all custom logos. You can't get these anywhere else. There's going to be more to come. Give suggestions in the comments below or over at Discord on what new stickers or people that you want me to create, as well as the objective markers. They're provided through 3D6 Wargaming. The link is in the bottom of every single video that's out on YouTube. And also with everything that's coming up, there's also models that we 3D print to give to you guys. All the models on the screen over here are available for sale. They aren't officially GW models. They are proxies. They just can stand in for any models you guys play on the tabletop. So appreciate all the support. Thanks for clicking on the video. Hopefully you donate and support to the channel to grow Dirtbag Nation. But if not, no worries. The like and subscribe is just as good. Appreciate it, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon.